Hi, guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I will be doing my spoiler filled film review for the newest and greatest Halloween sequel, Halloween. Sorry, that was a bit of a weird segue. But I just got done watching the movie edited during a Thursday advanced screening, and oh my goodness, what a movie it was. I got a lot to talk about, and I got a lot to say, but before I continue, of course, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Before I continue, of course, please be warned this is a spoiler filled film review. If you have not seen Halloween yet and you plan to this weekend, do not keep watching or listening to this review, as I will be going over bloody, gory spoilers and plot details and big events that happen throughout the film. And please, again, if you have not seen the movie and you would like to see it and you do not keep watching or listening to this review. That being said, if you have seen it, please keep watching and listening, and spoilers are going to be starting here on out, starting now. This was by far the best sequel in the Halloween franchise, which says a lot. You know, this movie I feel like was a very good homage to the original Halloween, and what made the original Halloween so good, that there were so many scenes paying tribute to the original film. Like one of my favorites where uh, Allison, Laurie's granddaughter, is in class and she looks out the window and she sees Laurie standing across the street, which is extremely reminiscent when Laurie was her age and she looked out the window of her high school classroom and saw Michael staring at her from across the street. And then, like during the big showdown or confrontation, when Laurie falls off of the balcony and rolls onto the ground, Michael's looking down at her lifeless body. And when he hears her granddaughter come in the house and he turns back to look at her corpse, she's gone. And then the music, the theme music for that scene, is also very similar as well. So I enjoyed that. There are just all there's too many to count, but there's all these little homages and like tributes to the original Halloween, and it's what reminded us that made the original Halloween so good. And of course, it had a great new creepy score with the super talented John Carpenter. Jamie Lee Curtis is pretty phenomenal in this portrayal of Laurie. You know, she did a great job. I think she did a great job balancing out a rattled, scared woman, and balancing out with a determined, fearless, take charge badass, and put those two together and you get an incredible performance by Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, that was pretty awesome. And this movie was not short of creative, interesting kill scenes where Michael creatively ends his victims. So there's no shortage of that, and that was pretty cool. Um, but you know, I think the thing that kind of threw me off with this movie was that I guess I was picturing or kind of hoping for a good overall conclusion story where it concludes Michael or Laurie's or possibly both of their storylines. Like, I kind of pictured in their final battle, they end up killing each other or one kills the other, and then one of them escapes or their fate is left uncertain. And you know, the movie and then the franchise there ends. But of course, you know, in Hollywood, if you've got a hit, you got to make a sequel. But I'm also pleased that they did not include. I was also surprised they did not include a post-credit scene, because I thought stuck around thinking, oh well, we'll see him rise from the ashes, and revealed that he survived burning in the basement. But nope, nothing like that. I think we're supposed to believe that he's dead, or is he? But you know, something else I enjoyed about this movie is that you know you had great performances by great actors like Jamie Lee Curtis and Will Patton, who played the determined, compassionate cop. And you know, he was trying to hunt Michael down, and he knew Laurie, of course. And then you also had some cool creative kill scenes as well, where Michael creatively ends his victims. And then something else I enjoyed about this movie, it had no shortage of scares and a couple of jump scares, but I feel like the most effective scare, the one that got me really good, was when the blonde girl goes out after she tucks the little boy in. She heads outside to investigate a noise or something, and then she's startled and surprised by her boyfriend in the cowboy costume with like the horse stick prop thing. And I could kind of feel the whole theater jump when that happened, and I feel like that was cool, that was one of the scarier moments in the film, not featuring Michael or any other jump scares. But when you have a horror movie, a good horror movie, and you've got a scare scene in there, or like a jump scare where it's a character who's not necessarily scary or doing something that's not really that horrifying, and it still spooks you, then that's a good effective scare, at least in my book, in my opinion, at least. So I really enjoyed it. And I think another thing that I also really liked was how they reversed the role of hunter and hunted. It's like the old saying goes, and it's something we've heard in countless Hollywood movies, like the hunter becomes the hunted. Well, in this case, we saw Laurie looking for Michael throughout her house, and then they have a fight, a confrontation, and then it turns into Michael looking for Laurie, but Laurie is acting more of the predator than she is the prey, so to speak. And I loved how her daughter was pretending to be frantic and worrying and calling out for her mother just to get Michael to step at the top of the stairs. And then she instantly changes moods, like, gotcha. And then shoots him right in the neck. And then that signals Laurie to like push him down the stairs, which I thought was pretty cool. And from the trailer, I'm like, okay, they're going to do something where he's like, they're going to trap him in the basement or they're going to kill him in the basement. And sure enough, when those bars extended, I was like, so that's how they're going to kill him. And then when she starts hitting all these buttons and gas starts pouring out, I'm like, smart, very smart. This was a very smart horror movie in a sense that the characters who lived this and experienced it before knew better than to just wait around and do nothing and let the killer come to them. They actively sought out the killer and tried to kill him first. Like, even the cop, Will Patton's character, before the doctor stabs him in the neck, he says, I'm gonna blow this motherfucker's brains out, or something like that. And then, he's like, he wasn't going to take any chances. Like, he knew Michael had to die, as did Laurie. So, Laurie wasn't missing a beat either. When there was any opportunity to end Michael, she took it. And I got to say, for a final confrontation, or a presumed final confrontation between victim and perpetrator, that was a pretty awesome fight between Laurie and Michael. It was a bit short for my taste, but it was effective nonetheless. I mean, she bit off, or she bit the area where he was missing his fingers, and both of them were bloodied up and hurt pretty bad, but it was an effective fight. So I enjoyed it. It was a good horror movie, and it was definitely the best sequel of the Halloween movies. And everybody in it did a great job, and it had some effective scares. And it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be, but it was definitely entertaining. Very entertaining. So the EdWord recommends you see Halloween. It is a fun movie. There's no post-credit scenes or stinger at the very end, as I sat through just to confirm this. So once those credits start to roll, you can head on out. Well, guys, what did you think of Halloween? Did you like it? Did you love it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? Oh, one more thing I want to throw out there. I love how it wasn't necessarily scary, but I did enjoy how creepy it was, with like, you're not really sure if somebody or something is going to pop out of frame and scare you. And I also loved like the human jack-o'-lanterns that Michael carved those poor cops into. That was nasty and creepy. I was like, ugh, but it was effective too, and so that was that was a nice touch too, just an overall good holiday horror film. All right, and again, like I said, however you felt about the movie, whether you liked it or hated it. Please feel free to leave your comments down below in the comments section, your feedback, your opinions. I'd love to hear from everybody. As of course, as usual, we're all free to have our own opinions, and that's fine. Just please be respectful and civil about each other's beliefs and opinions. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos coming at you in the next couple of days. I got some TV reviews I'm going to be doing. You don't want to miss that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of the night. Halloween is now playing in theaters. Tickets are on sale now. Check your local listings for times. I hope you enjoyed the movie. Have a great rest of the night, and of course, until next time, may the force be with you.